All right, well, many accidents we just passed here. Mile marker 373, 370, back behind us. We almost had 2 accidents because of slow-moving traffic being approached by fast-moving traffic. People going too fast for the conditions and then running off the road into the median strip. Had that happen right next to me. Because people who are not skilled at driving, going too dang fast, not paying attention, running off into the median strip, and fortunately not crashing, but getting the scare of their damn lives. I know that because I'm riding on the highway here, right next to me here in the median strip off to my left, and seeing the guy's face. And all these trucks that we just passed, we passed almost about 8 trucks, flipped over in the ditch on the side, spun out, flipped over. Yes, it's slick out here. It's a little bit slick, but people are just not paying attention. Oh, I weigh 78,000 pounds. I can't slip. Wrong. Ice doesn't care how much you weigh. You're not going to drive over top of it and crack it up and make it and break it up into a nice fine grit. This is one of the knuckleheads pulling in front of me now who almost had the accident. Here's the second guy. Almost had the accident by going off into the median strip. And what are they doing? They're pulling in front of the big truck. No sense whatsoever about what they're doing. Now, I wasn't going to do another live stream, but we may see a few more accidents up here. I just wish people would stop worrying about the moment and worrying about the future a little bit. And here he is. No lights on their cars, not using their turn signals. Well, this guy's got a turn signal on, but he's going in the wrong lane. Going too fast for conditions again. They didn't learn their lesson 5 minutes ago. Now they're going to do the same exact thing. Brilliant. So we had a little bit of clear area where we were able to do 72 miles an hour, do the full speed limit, but now we're slowed back down to around 60. Sutton County. Here we go. From the asphalt to the concrete. Yeah, here we go. Losing traction. I'm slowing down, nice and gently, losing traction. There we go. We were doing a little bit of slipping and sliding there. So we're gonna. This is why I do not like concrete. Even though all that grooving they have on the concrete just trapped that water and made it slippery. That's the worst it's been all day. So we're going to keep our speed under 45. We're going to keep our flashers on. I got my beacons on the top on. So a little bit of slipping and sliding there. I didn't want that. We're just going to roll down the hill as nice and straight as we can. Yeah, that concrete, that was not pleasant. I only weigh 50,000 pounds. That is a lot more than these vehicles here. See that silver car that just passed us? That weighs about 3,500. This pickup, about 3,800 pounds. We weigh 50,000 pounds. If the ice can make me slip, it's going to make them slip. All right, it's a little bit better here, so we can speed up a little bit. But you see, we got lots of traffic going up the hill here. But we do have a spot reserved for ourselves at the Pilot in Junction, Texas. I have plenty of time to get there. In about 11 miles, I'm going to pull off on this rest area, do a quick load check. I do have one strap that's a little bit loose. It's flapping in the wind, so I'm gonna throw my winch bar on that and tighten that down. And since we're going to be going uphill here again, we want to make sure we keep our speed, the pressure on the accelerator, nice and even. We do not want to be accelerating. We do not want to be decelerating. We want to maintain an even speed up the hill. We got some trucks, we got some campers, some RVs up here. Hey, Helen. Well, thank you very much for that compliment. I appreciate that. Like I said, I try maintaining myself as a professional. Every single day, I am learning. Always. So when I do come upon an incident like that, where the road has concrete instead of asphalt, because concrete and asphalt will absorb and radiate heat differently. And they will act differently when you're down near freezing when you're in freezing temperatures. 23 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And that little stretch of concrete. All right, we're slowing down here. Going down this hill. We're bringing our speed all the way back. We're downshifting. All right, 12th gear, 20 miles an hour. Take half a gear out, 11th gear. We're going to use the ability of the engine to hold us back. And I'm deliberately going a little bit slower to allow some of this traffic to push away from the front of me. But there's a good line of vehicles in front, all the way down the hill and up the next hill. While I'm doing this, I'm watching the vehicles behind me. I'm watching the vehicles ahead of me to see who is slipping, who is sliding, what's going on. Like I said, I wasn't going to get back on, but the weather condition, I want to make sure people see what is going to be happening on the roads. I said about 8 miles ahead, there's a rest area. I'm going to stop in there, pick up, tighten up one strap on my load, make sure it's secure. And then, like I said, we got about 64 miles from there to Junction, where we have a spot reserved for ourselves. We're going to be stopping there for the night. I'm not doing any more today. That's the extreme limit of where I'm going to go. Before this last little slip on the highway, on that concrete section, the only place I had a little bit of loss of traction was on a bridge. And the bridge, of course, has less mass, has the wind blowing under it, so it cools off a lot faster. But other than that, the road for me has been perfectly fine. But that little stretch there a few minutes ago, it's a good thing I had nobody around me. I was getting into the other lane, but I'd rather get into the middle of the highway than off to the shoulder on the left or the right. Because if you're going to spin out and whatnot, better do it where you're not going to crash and flip over and cause death and destruction. I'd rather spin out and then be able to correct it on the highway. That may seem a bit counterintuitive, but as long as you have proper space around you and people aren't being stupid, they can slow down in time, you can correct yourself, everybody's safe. So this bridge right here, I really want to get past this guy here as much as possible. So if any slipping does occur, we have less chance of hitting each other. So up in the 14th gear, 33 miles an hour. Nice and smooth acceleration. Not jamming on the brakes, not turning the wheel, not hitting the accelerator. Smooth. All right. Put it up into 15th gear, a little under 40 miles an hour. The lane I'm in looks perfectly fine, so we're going to put it into 16th gear, get up to 45, and we're going to hold it there at 45 miles an hour. Now, I'm not going to say that I was scared, I was concerned, but when you're in conditions that this guy's maybe going a bit too fast for, but he's got all-wheel drive, he's got a lot of computer sensors helping him, so he might be okay. Still needs to turn on his lights, still needs to use his turn signals, but he's driving a Mercedes, so he thinks he can do any damn thing. That's a bad driver. I don't have the traction control. I don't have the all-wheel drive. I don't have the stability controls that Mercedes has that just passed me. All that is inbuilt between my ears. All the experience I have in my time as a truck driver, as an automobile driver, as a bicycle rider. When you learn how to balance yourself on a bicycle on ice, that kind of sense doesn't really go away. I still have it. You know, you feel it between your ears. You feel it in your butt. You know, the connection with the truck through my feet, through my thighs, through my backside, through my back, through my hands, even my elbows when they're on the seat rest. My eyes, my sense of balance in my ears, the way it sounds, the way it looks. How come I'm not going down the road perfectly straight? Why does it feel like my butt is kicking out to the left a little bit? That kind of thing, you can't teach anybody. It can only be learned. Passing this guy for the second time. So now we're going uphill a little bit. We still have to worry about the road conditions. We're still doing 45 miles an hour. We're still going to worry about slick spots. I mean, it should not be a problem here on this asphalt because you know, asphalt just is a lot better surface to drive on when it's snowy and rainy. When it gets slick, asphalt, it's just a better surface in my opinion. You know, my experience. So 4.9 miles. I am not going to attempt to pass any of these people in front of me. We are going to get into the slow lane here, so we don't do any last minute adjustments, which is where people get in trouble. And I'd rather spend a little extra time riding behind somebody that's slow than trying to pass them and cut over at the last minute. Pardon me. Down into 15th gear. We are under 40 miles an hour. And we got somebody coming up on our right, maybe a little bit too fast. Maybe probably not too fast, but with this guy up here in the fast lane, not actually passing anybody, that's a problem. All right, bring her down into 14th gear. Road has good purchase, so we're okay. You see the frost. This is all from fog. This has nothing to do with precipitation. This is all fog that's doing this. All this ice on the grass, the rocks, the shoulder of the road itself, all that is from fog. This guy here, driving this load of copper. Very short wheelbase. So his chance of slipping is a lot greater than mine. But even so, I still slip. Alright, so right now we are in 14th gear. We're a little under 30 miles an hour, about 1,280 RPM. Like I said, we still got 3 miles to go. I'm not trying to pass anybody because there's more traffic up ahead, and I'm not going to try to go around and slide in. I'm not going to risk that. This guy going too fast. Now he's got to hit his brakes. Wrong way to drive in the wintertime. If you brakes to slow down for traffic in front of you, you're going too fast. Here we have another truck coming down the hill to pass us. instead of slowing down and getting up here, bunching up with everybody, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. All right, drop down to 13th gear. Bring the RPMs up a little bit. Accelerate smoothly up the hill so we're not starting to spin any tires on any kind of slick area. Nice and consistent. That's all you need. Smooth. All right, 2.5 miles to this rest area where we're going to check our load. Then we got 64 miles, I believe it is. 62 miles, sorry, 62 miles to Junction, Texas. There's a Pilot Flying J there. We already have a spot reserved for us. So we're going to stop there for the night. It is 2:40 p.m. So we're a little bit behind schedule. I was hoping to be there by 3:30, but it's more important to get there eventually than right away. Okay, 14th gear, accelerating a little bit. Back into 13th, because we're catching up to people here. And a very long line of vehicles up in front of me, which, like I said, I probably could have passed, 20 or 30 cars, then got over, but I'm not going to risk it. I don't get paid to take chances. We could have probably pulled over here onto this ramp, but this ramp is made of concrete, and I really don't want to be slipping and sliding on the ramp like I was on the highway. Like I said, we're going to get up here, we're going to tighten up this one strap, we'll get on the road for the last 60 miles. If it takes more time, it takes more time. I really don't care. I have the time available to do it. I'd rather get there than not get there. Because that median right there, can easily put it in there and flip it over. Off to the right, I can get over there and flip it over. I can run into this guardrail and go down into that ditch right there. I could hit somebody else on the highway. I ain't doing that. I will take my time and get there safe. So 1.1 miles, so right over the top of the crest of this hill here. Well, hill as it were, but we're gonna pull right in, tighten the strap, check everything else on the truck, make sure everything is good. Then we will proceed. What a fun day. Now, I was hoping to have a nice, clear day without any of this kind of weather. But no, Robert can't go where he needs to go. So far, my 50th year of life after birth, 50 years old has not been all that exciting or fun. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Ah, whatever. It is what it is.
In half a mile, take the first exit on the right.
It is rather pretty off to the sides here with the all the frost on the trees and shrubs. And as long as everybody just acts with a little bit of common sense and not like those two knuckleheads earlier who decided you want to zoom around and go racing off into the median strip because they wanted to go as fast as everybody else. All right, this truck is getting off here as well. We're going to watch him to see, if he slides or not. And somebody parking right on the entrance ramp.
First exit on the right.
That's not the best place to park. Not the best place to park at all. So we're just going to go a little bit slower. We're going to lock our differentials. Not the best place to park your $150,000 RV. All right. Well, there was a place to park up there, but I couldn't see it, so not going to worry about doing it. All right. I said I'm going to tighten up one strap, and then we are off again. Why would you park there? Some knucklehead parking where he shouldn't be parked. Parking on the inside here. Brilliant. That's not a brilliant place to park there. But we're going to maneuver around as best we can without hitting anybody. There we go. Yeah, we could have come up here, but we're gonna park out here on the road, I guess, and do this real quick. Because there's no place in here to park. Real quick. We got to get in front of this Melton guy here and do what we got to do real quick. Looks like Mr. Melton's ready to camp out. He looks, looked at his face. He looked like he was kind of dejected there. He's not getting where he wants to go. All right, we're going to get up on this little bit of a clear spot here real quick. Like I said, then we will get out our our little bar here and tighten this one strap up real quick. So we'll be back in a moment. Yeah, see, 25 degrees outside. The wind isn't blowing. I'm out there in a t-shirt and shorts. T-shirt, shorts. The weather isn't that bad. So we are good to go. All right, clear road. We can get out there safely, so no problem. And we're away from a lot of that other traffic. So we are good to go. We're gonna accelerate nice and even. Leaving our flashes on so people know that we are going slow. This guy's going a little bit faster than I think he should go, but we'll see if he winds up in a ditch or not. All right, well, looks like we're past the majority of it, so maybe we can proceed down the road here. 62 miles to go to our destination for the night. So we'll leave you there. Thank you for joining me. Talk to y'all later. See you at 6 p.m. Eastern for dinner.